Psycho and I am Mexican. That's right. I was born and raised in Mexico. I'm fourth generation Japanese. To make our chicken tamales in salsa verde, you're going to need about 2 cups of cooked chicken, salsa verde that we will finish later. You need fresh masa, or we'll bring this dry masa back to life, and some sort of steamer to steam your tamales. Either one of these thingies or pasta strainer. My chicken is done. I cooked it yesterday and I boiled it in water with onions and garlic. And then the advantage of doing that instead of buying just your chicken at a rotisserie is that you get chicken stock, which we're going to need later. Now I'm going to make the salsa verde. After roasting all my ingredients, I'm going to put them in the blender. When you're going to puree your salsa, if it's still warm and hot, be careful with the blender because it might explode all that steam. So you need to leave it partially open when you're doing the first pulse, and then it will be okay. Remember that, it could be very dangerous. So now that I have my salsa liquefied, I'm going to combine it with some chicken stock and cook it a little bit more. Add 2 cups of chicken broth. Like 10 minutes at medium high, I'm going to add my shredded chicken and cilantro. See, let's taste it. Very good. Now we're going to prepare our masa for our tamales. I bought fresh masa from the grocery store because I happen to have a Mexican store nearby, so I'm very lucky. But if you live in Alaska and you cannot have access to this kind of fresh masa, make sure it says masa for tamales, because there's also masa for tortillas and it's different. 1.5 cups of Crisco vegetable lard. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I wanted my lard to be nice and fluffy, so I mixed it for about 2 minutes at medium high. Now I'm going to add my 4 cups of fresh masa. I'm going to start by in increments of 1/2 cup. Looks like this. I'm going to add 1 cup of my secret liquid, and I will tell you at the end of the video what exactly it's in here. Now the true test. They say it will be ready if I add 1/2 teaspoon of dough in a glass of cold water, and if it will float. Let's see. Oop, very good, it floats. That means it was aerated enough, so it's a light and fluffy dough. For now, our dough is ready to start making our tamales, but we're going to take one extra step, which is to refrigerate this dough. Do you want lighter and fluffier tamales? I do. So we're going to refrigerate it 1 more hour, and then we're going to beat it again. My green salsa, it's nice and thick and cooked very, very nicely. Now I can turn this off. Add about 1 cup of roughly chopped cilantro and about 2 or 3 cups of chicken. After 1 hour in the refrigerator, let's mix our masa dough again. A little bit more. So far I have about 1/2 cup. I added about close to 1 cup in extra liquid to make our dough a little bit more softer, like cake batter. See how much flowy it is? It's not runny, but it's a lot softer. Tamales husks need to be slightly dried, otherwise the masa doesn't stay. I'm going to place like 2 tablespoons right here in the middle, and I'm going to stop about 3 fingers short from the bottom. The easiest to do is with the back of a spoon. The widest part of the husk, it's next to me. I'm going to place about 2 tablespoons of the dough in the middle and spread it thinly. And I'm going to stop about 3 inches from the bottom. Then I place a heaping tablespoon of the chicken filling with the salsa, and I fold it to the left and to the right. I fold up the part that had no masa, and I secure them with a cotton string. And I do this with the rest of them, and then we're going to steam them. If you happen to have skinny ones, you overlap them, and by doing that you make a bigger one. Spread it, 1 heaping tablespoon in the middle, fold it to the left, to the right, and up. See how I'm not packing the tamales? They need air in between each other to circulate so they can steam and cook evenly. So cover your tamales and let them steam for about 1 hour. Friends from college. ¿Sabes a qué saben? A rajas con queso. Eso sabe. I have a secret. The dough. No, the dough. I made the dough very, very fluffy. I refrigerated the dough an hour before making them to make them extra fluffy.
So that's why.
And I beat them again. And I added not just chicken stock, but I added a whole cup of potato water. So they're tender and more.
That's what I say, the potato. Because it's just so creamy.
It's the masa. It's not the masa.
No, these are not Costco tamales.
It tasted like cheese and cream, and yet it didn't have any cheese and cream. It's the secret ingredient. Three and a half cups of dry masa, 1 teaspoon salt, and 1 teaspoon baking powder. 2 1/4 cups of hot water, little by little, like in 3 different additions, and mix with a wood spoon. Cousin Micha used to have a tortilleria. They still do, and when I was little, we'll go to visit her. You're still going to make it really yummy by adding lard and the secret ingredient.